Hello everybody, myself Garit Bhatnagar, and today in this video we are going to know about how you can make chapters and understand them for a very long time. You must have come across many videos, many tips, many tricks about how to memorize chapters, how to memorize this, how to memorize that, how to learn that. But today in this video I am going to tell you what is the best way to understand them, not to learn them. If you need to learn something, it means you haven't understood it. There are two different, very separate things which are known as memorizing and processing or understanding. If you are trying to memorize something, it means you haven't understood it. And once you have understood something, you don't need to memorize it at all. So today in this video, we are going to know about what is the method to understand chapters of any class, of any book, of any genre for everyone. It's a very easy, very curative, very simple method. It's a 5-step method which we are today going to talk about. This method is known as B. Eklavya Study Processing Method, which is developed by B. Eklavya. So without wasting any other time, let's get started. So for this, I have a book of class 8th of science, the chapter 2, which is microorganisms, friends and foe. The first step that we have to do is we have to read the chapter. See, there are two types of subjects. Some are based on topics and some are based on whole theory, whole thesis. So if your chapters are like Hindi, English and these kind of subjects, there you need to read the whole chapter, because there are stories, there are certain things happening one after the other. But there are some chapters like science, SST, computer and GK, where you will need to understand them through topic wise. Like there are topics in them, and there you need to read them based on their topics. You don't need to read the whole chapter in once. We'll understand them through topics, right? So here I'll take the first topic, which is basically the introduction. The first line says, as I have told you, first we'll have to read it. The first line says, you have seen several kinds of plants and animals. However, there are other living organisms around us which we normally cannot see. So this is the first line which I have read. The second step of this is you have to make pictures out of them. I have already made some pictures from this chapter. Here they are, so that I don't take much time of you. So as just we read, the first line says that there are animals we can see, but there are some organisms which we cannot see. So to show that, I have drawn here pictures. Why have I created pictures? The answer is because our mind only understands pictures. Our mind can't understand words. Words can't stay longer in our brain. Our brain only captivates, only understands pictures, feelings, sounds and colors. Right? So this is why I am making pictures out of these words. These words are man-made, pictures are natural, thus our brain is natural, and it also replicates with natural things. Right? The writer has converted the pictures which he or she has seen into words for us to understand. Now it's our job to convert these words back again into pictures. What we try to do is we try to just memorize, just keep these words in our brain as it is, which is certainly not possible. This is the reason majority of you forgets, and majority of you are unable to understand your topics, your chapters, right? So what we have to do is we have to decode this coding. We have to convert these words, these letters, these sentences into their basic, into their natural, into their universal form, which are pictures. So as you can see, it talks about plants and animals. There are several kinds of them, so I have drawn them here. You don't need to be a master of drawing. You don't need to be a master at a skill set of arts and drawing. I have created it because I have a quite few experience in it, but you can draw them according to your skill set, according to how you can draw them. Just try to make sure that what you want to describe or what you want to portray has to be there. It doesn't need to resemble exactly like them, but it shouldn't also be completely far away from what you are trying to explain or what you are trying to make in that. So here we have a bit of river, some trees, some animals and stuff like that. These are plants and animals, right? But the next line, as you can see here, says that there are some microorganisms which we cannot see. So in order to show things which we cannot see or which we cannot do, there is nothing like not in this world. Our brain also doesn't perceive not, no, and thus it is also difficult to draw something which is not there. Like how will you draw there is not an animal there or not a tree there, right? So in order to show that something is not there, one could be that you just don't draw it, but then how will you understand that what is not there actually? Like there are several things not there. So in order to show that something is not there or something is not happening, focus on this not thing. Then for that we will draw cross in it, right? So I have drawn a person here who is trying to see these microorganisms, and then I have drawn a cross here which depicts that we cannot see microorganisms. The second line says these are called microorganisms or microbes. For example, you might have observed that during the rainy season, moist bed gets spoiled and its surface gets covered with grayish white patches. Right, so I've combined two lines here. As you know, one line starts from a capital letter and ends with a full stop. As you can see here, they are saying that these are called microorganisms and microbes. So they are both things. You can make pictures and you can write down things as well. But try to make as many pictures as possible. Don't try to write many things, right? Just we read that we can't see microorganisms from our eyes. So don't just write it down there that we can't see microorganisms from our naked eye. Try to draw them in pictures. Try to portray them in pictures, right? So here, as you can see, is example is an activity that if we put bread on a free surface in a rainy season in open and moist environment, then it gets spoiled and a grayish whitish patch comes on that bread. So here I have depicted the same thing. Here is the bread, here is the white patch, and here is rainy season. And in the next line it says, observe these patches through a magnifying glass. You will see tiny black round structures. So the same thing I have drawn it. So I have combined two lines here, that there is bread which gets spoiled in rainy season, and there are microfine glass which is used to see that what these patches are, and in that patches you will see black round dots, right? I have drawn a magnifying glass here, and I have drawn this arrow which depicts that we can see these black round microorganisms from this spoiled bread. Let's move further. Do you know what these structures are and where do these come from? We don't know that. This is a question, so we can't make much picture out of it. Let's move forward. Okay, now let's read this activity. Collect some moist soil from the field in a beaker and add water to it. After the soil particle have settled down, observe a drop of water from the beaker under a microscope. What do you see? So again, I have drawn the picture of it. So there are basically three steps of it. The first step, as you just know, that we'll have to read the topic. The second step is we'll make pictures out of them. Again, why am I drawing pictures? Because our mind only understands pictures. Our mind doesn't understand words at all. Words are unnatural, words are man-made, and our brain doesn't perceive them. And the best way to understand something is convert it into pictures. You can't convert it into sounds, you can't convert it into feelings, but you can convert it into pictures. Thus we are making pictures. One more thing you can see, that I have drawn all these pictures from my pencil, and I am holding a pencil as well. I haven't drawing any picture with a pen. Why am I doing so? Because when you are learning something, when you are in the stage of beginning and trying to understand something for the first time, when you are in that beginner, in that tutorial phase, in that time you need empty space, you need freedom, you need versatility, you don't need rigidness, you don't need some boundaries, some roads, right? You need a free way, you need a free ground, and thus we are using pencil. So it gives us freedom to undo what we have just done, which is not correct or which we don't like, right? So don't start with a pen, because pen snatches the freedom from you. It doesn't let you free to do whatever you want. So this is why we are using a pencil, right? Okay, let's move forward. So as this experiment says that you need a beaker, you take some soil from outside and you put some water in it, and then you put a drop of water under a microscope and observe what you see in it, right? So here we have a beaker, we have some soil and its particle here, some water, and then I have shown an arrow that we have taken some water from this beaker and we have put it into the microscope. Again, I have drawn the microscope because I have seen it, and if there are some things which you haven't seen or which aren't present in the books, like if I'll just turn the page, you can see here are some pictures already drawn here, like about bacteria, about fungi and protozoas, right? But there is no any picture about microscope. So if you haven't seen any microscope, how will you draw them? In that case, you can take help from Google, you can take help from other books, you can take help from your elders, your teachers, or whoever knows about that. Right, nowadays everyone has a phone. You can just Google it, how does a microscope look like, and you will get its picture, and then you can draw it from there as well, right? Again, I am saying it doesn't have to be perfect, it doesn't have to be very sharp, very detailed image, right? You don't need to focus too much on the intricate details. You can just make them very freely. Don't put too much time in drawing pictures, and don't also just draw them in a second, right? Give them some normal certain amount of time. Okay, let's move forward. These observations show that water and soil are full of tiny organisms, though not all of them fall into this category of microbes. right? So it shows that again I have drawn an arrow and a circle which shows that there are some microorganism, many things in the soil, water, which we have seen under the microscope. These microorganisms or microbes are so small in size they cannot be seen with unaided eye. We have already drawn its picture, so it does so we don't have to draw that again. Some of these, such as fungus that grow on bread, can be seen with a magnifying glass. Others cannot be seen without the help of a microscope. So here are two categories of microorganisms now. One we can see through our naked eyes with the help of magnifying glass, and the other is which we can see only through a microscope, right? So I have shown it like this, like here is the bread that we just learned about, and here it's patches and fungus which we can see through microscope, so we can see it. So I have drawn an arrow here, and there are some microorganisms which we cannot see from magnifying glass as well. So then we have a microscope here through which we can see things. That is why these are called microorganisms or microscope. Microorganisms are classified into four major groups. These groups are bacteria, fungi, protozoa, and some algae. So here are four names. I could have also just written their name, but I have drawn their pictures as well. I have drawn their pictures with the help of this book itself. There are pictures of all of them. Here are bacteria, here are algae, protozoa, fungi, and virus as well. So you can take the help of the book as well. It doesn't have to be from all your mind that something that you haven't seen already. How will you draw that? Right, so in that cases you can take help from the book, from Google, as I've told it. With the help of that I have drawn them. You can see the bacteria is here, algae is here, protozoas and fungi are here, right? Viruses are also microscopic but different from other microorganisms. So as it has also talked about viruses, so we have drawn some viruses here as well. They, however, reproduce only inside the cell of the host organism, which may be a bacterium, plant, or an animal. Let's move forward. Yeah. So as it says that viruses reproduce and reside on the host organism, which could be a plant, an animal, or a human. So I've taken an example of a plant here, which is the host organism, and there are viruses in it. Common flu ailments like cold, influenza, flu, and most coughs are caused by viruses. You can see cough slash flu. It looks kind of similar. So I've drawn a person here coughing and some bacteria, some viruses coming out of their mouth, and it is caused because of a virus. Serious diseases like polio and chicken pox are also caused by viruses. So as you can see in polio, our hands and legs gets disabled in a very uncertain manner, and in chicken pox you get many rashes and these pimple kind of on your back and on your body. So these are also caused by viruses. I have written them as well, and I have drawn their pictures as well. You just don't need to write the polio, and you have to show them that how polio actually looks like, how chickenpox actually looks like, right? And then I have drawn a virus here which shows that like these are caused by viruses. Okay. Diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa, whereas typhoid and tuberculosis TB are bacterial disease. So viruses aren't the only culprit which causes the disease to us. There are protozoans, are bacteria as well. So diseases like dysentery and malaria are caused by protozoa. So I have taken an example of malaria here. Here is a person who is sick from the fever of malaria, and malaria, as we all know, is done by bitten from the malaria mosquito. And then this mosquito has some protozoa in it which it has injected in the human body. And here is another example of tuberculosis. I have written typhoid here as well, but shown the image of tuberculosis, TB, in which people mostly cough a lot, and tuberculosis happen in our lungs. So I have drawn an image of a person coughing and lungs image as well, and there are very tiny dots here and there. As you can see, these are bacteria. You have learnt about some of these microorganisms in class 7th and 8th. Let's just move forward and leave this line. On this page, on this side of the page, there is only images which we have already drawn. So let's move forward. Okay, the next thing is friendly microorganisms. Organisms are used for various purposes. Thus, they are used in preparation of curd, bread, and cake. So I've written the topic friendly microorganisms, and here is a diagram of bacteria. And here are the images of things that we can make from bacteria, which are breads, cakes, curd, some medicine as well, some drinks, They are also used in cleaning up of environment. For example, the organic waste, vegetable peels, remains of animals, feces, etc. Are broken down into harmless and usable substances by bacteria. So here's the second image. Here is again bacteria. Here are some vegetable peel, some feces, and some animal remains, some decomposed animals. And as you can see, here are animal remain which is quite fresh, and here is the animal remain after some time, which has been decomposed through bacteria. So I have written the bacteria is decomposing. Recall that bacteria are also used in the preparation of medicines. In agriculture, they are used to increase soil fertility by fixing nitrogen. So yeah, bacteria are very helpful for us in a lot of things, and one of them is agriculture. So bacteria are used in fixing nitrogen. They fix nitrogen which is present in the atmosphere, and they reproduce, and they just fix it, the amount of nitrogen in the soil, which helps the plant to grow more better. Now let's move forward. Where do microorganisms live? Microorganisms may be single-celled like bacteria, some algae and protozoa, or multicellular such as many algae and fungi. So microorganisms have two categories in them. Like there are four kinds, but there are two categories in on the basis of their cellular level. They are single cellular as well, and they are multicellular as well. Viruses are not microorganisms. They do not contain any cell in them. They need to reside on the host organism. Thus, they are not in the category of microorganisms. Right. So I have drawn the images of protozoa, some algae, some bacteria, which are single cellular, and there are some algae and some fungi which are multicellular. Right. So I have written it as well, and I have drawn their pictures as well. They live in all types of environment, ranging from ice cold climate to hot spring and desert to marshy lands. Is the ice cold environment. I have drawn a snowman to portray that it's a ice cold environment. I have drawn a hot spring. I have drawn a desert. I have drawn a marshy land as well. Again, these pictures are solely based on my skill set of drawing and arts. Don't get disappointed if your pictures differ from this or doesn't look as pleasing as you can say from these drawings which I have created. So don't worry about that, don't get disappointed about that, because it's not a drawing competition, it's not a way to check your art skills. It's about your imagination, it's about how you can visualize things and how you can draw them on paper. Drawing them on paper is a different skill set, and imagining something is a complete different skill set. So it is just to see that how you can imagine things. If you can imagine it very well but can't draw it on paper, that's fine. Just draw that as you can. It doesn't need to be perfect, it doesn't need to be really pleasing to eyes and a real life replica of something, right? But your imagination has to be like, whenever you read a word, whenever you read a sentence or anything, a picture should come instantly in your mind. A picture should form in your mind. Okay, this is that, this is that, this is that. So you don't get caught up in the jargon of words, right? I'll give you two options: watch a 2-hour movie or read a novel. Which one will you choose? I'm pretty sure majority of you will choose to watch a movie. Why so? Have you ever thought? It's because our mind loves pictures. Our mind just loves animation, loves movies, loves pictures, loves drawing. Our mind doesn't like words that much as it likes pictures, right? But you are seeing a movie which is made by someone else, you will like it, you will get enjoyed from it, but it will be for a very short period of time. It will be only till you are watching that movie. Once you are done with that, you will get normal, you will get back to like as you were before, right? But if you are making a movie, consider you are directing a movie, consider you are the director and you are creating it, and you are making every scene, you are making sets, you are gathering all the stuff which are needed, you are filming that shot, right? You are the creator of it. There are directors, there are actors, and there is audience. Which one are you? Currently all of those students in our country who are studying are all audience. Writers are the directors, writers are the one who makes these chapters, who make these books. Teachers are the one who enact them, who just serves them to the students, which they take from the writer and they serve to the students, and the students are the one who grabs them, who eats them, and who just watches them. And we all know the worst kind of thing is audience. The worst kind of job is being an audience, just sitting in a hall of the hundred and thousands of people, and you never get the recognition, you never get the skill set, you never get the ability to create something. You only get how to just see them. You aren't doing anything in that. But when you come out of school, when you are just done with your graduation and all that, then everyone asks you what you can create, what you can draw, what you can make. You have never taught them how to create. You have only taught them how to grasp things. You have only taught them how to take things, how to eat things, right? So here we are learning how to make them, how to create them. And it's not just for students, it's for teachers as well. Teachers also don't know how to create them. Teachers are also the one who are just serving what writers have created. If you try to memorize sentences or topic in your brain, it won't last much longer. Something a little better from it is if you will try to understand pictures which have made by someone else. Like if you are watching a movie, if you have watched a movie, you might remember it for quite a long time, right? But if you have created a movie, you will never forget it. It will be in your brain forever, right? So we are creating something. We are the creator of this chapter now. We are not the learner, we are not the grasper, we are not the taker, we are the creator of this. And when you are creator of something, you never forget. If you will ask any director about any particular scene of any particular movie, they will know exact every intricate detail of that scene of that movie that they have created. An actor might forget that, an audience will definitely forget that, but a director will never ever forget what they have created. So this is a method of creating, of how to become a creator, so that you never forget what you have created, right? So it stays in your brain forever. This is that method. We all always try to search for some tips, some tricks, like how to memorize, how to this, how to that, but those doesn't work. The only thing that does work in this universe is process. This whole universe is working on a process, right? It is not working on a shortcut. It is not working on a secret. There is no secret of this universe. There is no secret of this, all the natural things that are present there. It's all process, it's all cycle, it's all series, it's all method, it's all processing. So this is also processing which we are understanding today. I hope you are getting my point. Okay, let's move forward now. They are also found inside the bodies of animals, including humans. So the microorganisms are also present in the body of animals and humans as well. So I have drawn a buffalo here, and I have shown this arrow to draw bacteria. And I have taken two examples of humans, like there are millions and billions of bacteria which reside in our gut, which helps us digesting the food, and there are some bacteria on our hand and our skin as well when we go out. Some microorganisms grow on other organisms while others exist freely. It just says the same thing again. So I have drawn again a scene here which shows that some live freely. Microorganism and us. Microorganisms play an important role in our lives. Some of them are beneficial in many ways, whereas some others are harmful and cause diseases. So as it says, some are good for us, some are bad for us. This person is eating some food which is made with the help of bacteria, like it is some curd, some dosa, some maturas, which are made with the help of bacteria, and they are bad for us because we get ill from bacteria and viruses and all those things. Okay, let's move forward. Making of curd and bread. We have learned in class 7 that milk is turned into curd by bacteria. So as we know that milk is turned into curd by bacteria, let's see how it actually happens. Curd contains several microorganisms. Of these, the bacterium Lactobacillus promotes the formation of curd. Let's understand about it further. It multiplies in milk and converts it into curd. Bacteria are also involved in making of cheese, pickles and many other food items. So what it does is it reproduces very quickly inside of milk, and thus we get curd. So I have shown that here is one bacteria, it's got 2 to 4 to 16 to 24, and it just goes on it, and it says that it helps in making many things like pickle, like cheese, like dosa, idli, bhaturas and all these things, right? An important ingredient of rava, that is suji, idlis and bhatura, is curd. So the process of making idlis, bhaturas, there is an ingredient which is known as suji or rava. You need that, and you also need an ingredient called curd, which is made from the help of bacteria. Thus these things are made with the help of bacteria. Can you guess why? Bacteria and yeast are also helpful for fermentation of rice, idlis and dosa batter. So we have some dosas here, some rice idli here, which helps to ferment the batter. If you have ever made some dosas or idli by your own, you must have known that you need to first make the batter, and you need to rest it for some time for let it to ferment. so that the bacteria can get activated and it reproduce and it ferment that batter. So that happens because of bacteria. I have created pictures till this topic only. I hope you have got the idea that how we are going to make pictures and convert the words into pictures for us to understand them. So after making pictures of the whole chapter, the next step that comes is making questions. As I have talked earlier, we are talking about creating things. We are talking about being the creator. So in order to be creator, we have to create everything. You must have seen students making their own answers. You must have seen students making their own explanations, trying to explain or write something or write the answers in their own language, but they never make questions on their own. In this method, we create everything from our own. So we make questions on our own as well. In your initial time, these questions could be very basic, such as how many kinds of microorganisms are there, what are microorganisms, why can't we see microbes with our naked eye, why does bread get spoiled, how can we see microbes on bread, what grows on bread. So as you can see, these are very basic and very simple questions, and try to make as many questions as you can. Try to make maximum questions that you can make from that topic. If possible, try to make questions from each and every line. If you will do that, you will understand it in a lot more depth. So we have done 3 steps now. We have read the topic, we have made their pictures, and now we have made questions after them as well. These questions you can make on the basis of topics, like this is the first topic, this second and third, and it goes on. After this, the 4th step is you will have to explain this topic, like I have explained it to you in throughout of this video. In the similar manner, you will have to explain the chapter that you have made, first to your teammates, to your classmates, only to those who know about this topic, and after that you will explain it to the teachers, and they will see that how your pictures are, how your questions are, how good or bad you are at explaining, and they will rectify and correct you if needed. And after that, the 5th and the final step of this process is you will make a video while explaining it on a board. So this will be the 5th and last step, that you have created something. It's like you have cooked something and now it's time to serve to others, and it's time to express yourself, right? You just don't need to create a lot of things and put them in the storeroom. You need to create things and display them, exhibit them. So in order to exhibit it, we are going to make a video of every single topic. Like I am creating this video trying to explain you about the whole process. You will make a video of explaining that topic in whichever language you are comfortable with. In that video, you will explain that chapter using pictures which you should have drawn on that board. Then you will recite the questions. Okay, that's it. That's the study processing method. I hope you would have understood the process, that how it goes. I hope it will be helpful for you, and try to make some chapters and do let me know in the comment that how it went for you. Thank you so much.